everyone. Welcome to our program, Hope Through Grief. This is a program where women share their experience with other women to inspire them and give them hope as they grieve. We do understand that grief can really leave us shattered, but we do have to transition at some point and think about the future and have new plans beyond our painful experiences. Today, we are going to be having a conversation with somebody who has been through widowhood, has gained hope, and was able to find new love. At this point, I'm going to be welcoming you, Dr. Mabutu Mupeziswa, and I want you to just share with us a little bit of a background about yourself and who you are.
Thank you very much, Nosipo. I'm glad to you having me here in the studio. I'm Dr. Mary Maboto, and now Mrs. Mupeziswa. I'm a pastor's wife, a former pastor's wife, but a pastor's wife. Yes, I'm a shepherdess. I was married to a pastor. He passed away in 2015. Yes. And currently I'm retired. I worked in government for more than 25 years. And now I'm a full-time literature evangelist, at the same time assistant publishing director for South Botswana Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We are talking about widowhood and transitioning beyond that. Tell us a little bit about widowhood.
Widowhood is a state of losing a partner, a husband in particular. And it is a very painful journey. But no woman really will want to find herself in that situation. Because it's something that once it occurs, when you lose your partner, it's like you have lost part of yourself, half of yourself. You start to think of, wow, am I going to leave? The very first thing that happens, it's like you are confused. There is the trauma in it, the confusion. You don't know really what is happening even around you in your surroundings.
Yes.
And it's something that you will need people to be around you. For some people, they can even lose their mind. They cannot even dress themselves. In my case, I know it was food, the eating part.
Yes.
Which was from that moment. So it doesn't matter whether the death was sudden or you were taking care of the person, like in my case. I took care of my husband's illness for 10 months. And I knew, and God was talking to me, how it's going to end. Even when he died, we parted well, but that does not take the pain away.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very event that no one will really want to, even those who maybe think they can avoid it. We see how when somebody is sick, we take them to private hospitals, expensive, or trying to save the life. But even when you do that, life still goes away.
Yes.
So you get into that journey that is really painful.
Yes. And I want you to talk about this painful journey, because obviously now that you have lost a spouse, there are certain things that immediately change in your life that you feel and bring you that grief.
Yes.
What are some of those things?
Some of the things that immediately, that's the trauma that keeps going, like I have said.
Yes.
And then the loneliness that comes about. You think that, you don't think that anybody else around you knows what you are going through. And indeed, they don't, understand. You are alone who is facing that grief, that pain of grief. and you alone, things are going in your mind alone. No one knows what is going in your mind is, how am I going to live from now on without this person? Maybe he was the one who was the breadwinner. Maybe he was the one who was doing a lot of chores in the home. Like in my case, my husband was also a farmer, doing all those, going to the cattle post now and then, doing farming for the family. Now here I am. Who is going to run with the cattle post, the issues, the farming? I was just wondering, how would I do that? The loneliness aspect, you wonder, will I ever find someone to talk to? Because from day one, especially in our culture, you are really, really alone. If there are no old women who have lost their spouses to surround you, you are really alone. And the other aspect of having those physically here really doesn't really fill the gap that you already feel inside of losing a partner, a close friend, a lover. They may even, those people who are surrounding you may even make the pain worse, because they will start asking you now, what are you going to do now that this person is gone?
Yes.
They are insensitive to what you are already going. The other fear, you have the fear of being alone, facing the world alone.
Yes.
Remember, you used to go to church with this person. In my case, a pastor's wife, we're a pastor, we are always there together, going for crusades, meetings, church and everything. All of a sudden, you have to go to church alone. You think, the first day I'm going to church alone, how are people going to look at me? How am I going to survive the loneliness when you see others, with their partners there? Yes. So when you are alone, what are you really going to face? That alone puts more pain and fear in you of facing the world alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as you talk about some of those challenges that you face as a result of the loss, one also thinks that the closest people to you would be your family, your children, maybe your in-laws, and so on. What sort of support does one get from them? Or would you say that at times it even makes it more complicated? I don't know. Just share with us.
Oh yeah. In my case, the family that was very close to me was the shepherdesses, the pastor's wives.
Yes.
Because at the time, I was at the time I was have been leading the shepherdess chapter in Botswana since from 2005.
Yes.
So we saw a family.
Yes.
Throughout the caring of my husband, they were together. So after the loss, just from day one, they were there for me. So on the family side, his side, I think it was making things complicated for me, or even more pain, because they were not really there, except now when he has demised. But still, they are there physically, but they no support, either finance, emotional. It's just coming to say, are you now going to try the rituals, to be putting on black dresses for him? But the children, my children were there with me throughout. And I remember that I didn't even go around going to look for the graveside, or they did everything. And me, I was just coming in to sign papers and the like. As for the friends and the church family, the entire church family, yes, the support was there.
Yes.
Emotionally and spiritually, I felt their presence. I think that is why even on the very first few days after the burial, on a Wednesday to be specific, we buried on a Sunday. Then on Wednesday in the morning, God said to me, go to church and preach. And I wondered, where do I start? I tried to keep the idea away from me until 3 p.m. It was so intense.
Yes.
And I went. And I looked back after preaching. Why? As the journey continued, I said, if God did not say what he said, and I could not have not obeyed, I think it could have taken me years to go back to church because of that pain.
Yes.
But because I was able to stand and reassure myself and others, the last church he was pastoring, that God still reigns.
Yes.
He's still in control despite of what happened. That saw me through the journey with hope that one day Christ will come and pain will go away.
Okay. Now I want you to share with the listener what some of the practical activities or examples of things that you did while you were grieving, which you believe actually helped the healing process.
All right. As you know me, I'm a preacher. So I did a lot of talking, preaching when I was being invited here and there. I didn't say, oh no, I'm grieving, I'll not go and preach. So I did preaching, a lot of preaching around, presentations around. I actually was farming. The very first year, I went to the farm, make sure that there's farming that year. The animals also are being taken care of. I remember one of my colleagues at work said, it seems there will be drought this year, and it's too hot. What are you doing at the farm? And I say, but I'm farming. And I farmed, I plowed, and God being God, I got a bountiful harvest of beans and maize that year.
Yes.
And more than even what we got the previous years when we were together. The other thing, because I was going to work, I was working. I didn't just keep indoors. I was interacting with a lot of people. I was mentoring widows and widowers before I lost my husband. But I continued on that, and it actually now there was identification.
Yes.
There was synergy, because now I was in that position where they found themselves in.
Yes.
Yes, and some I actually renovated the house where I was staying, trying to keep myself busy, just to say, life has to go on. That brought healing to me, and hope, solace. Yeah, those are some of the things that I was doing. I'll take my grandkids for their birthday parties out there to play with them.
Yes.
Yeah. So
now, I want you to tell us if one can actually live a rewarding life, post-widowed.
Oh, yeah. One can live a rewarding life post-widowhood, because, like I said, there are 3 stages to widowhood. The first stage is what I already said, where you are just muddling in the mud, not knowing what you are going through, confusion, trauma, pain, crying all the time. But, there is this second stage where you start to say, okay, I'm living. And it's like you are getting out of sleep. It's like getting out of that deep, deep sleep. You say, oh, so there are people around. Oh, so there is this around. Yes. You are trying to get your footing now. But you are still in pain. You are still not really hopeful what tomorrow holds for you.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to ask that you hold that thought, because we have to go for a short break.
Yes.
When you come back, you will continue with
All
that.
Right.
We have to go for a short break. Please stay with us, because when we come back, we will be joined by Dr. Mopesiso's husband. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Before we went for a short break, I did promise that we would be joined in our conversation by Professor Mopesiso, who is Mary Mabutu's husband. Welcome to our conversation, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. But before we continue, I would like you to just share with us a little background about yourself.
About myself. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I am an educationist. I have taught at a number of universities, including University of Zimbabwe and the Witwatersrand University in Johannesburg, and then 15 years at University of Botswana. Now I am with Baisako University here in Gaborone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
That's quite interesting. Thank you for joining us.
thank you.
Yes. Now, before we went for a short break, you're still taking us through the second stage of grief. Do you want to just go through that and conclude the stages, and we take it forward?
Yes. I was saying the second stage is growth. This is where now the world around you becomes more apparent, that now I can start living. But for most people, they will go back and forth between 1 and 2, as if those are the only stages. Like I mentioned when I started, I think my objective is to see every widow really growing and going beyond stage 2, going to what we call grace or transformational stage, where now you can be really independent.
Yeah.
For instance, in my case, 3 years while I was still grieving after the loss of my husband, I woke up one morning in my devotion and just journaled and said, you know what, I'm not just a widow, but I'm a widow with a purpose who is enjoying life.
Yes.
And that's why it led to me being able to find love again.
Wow.
Because I didn't close myself in, so I was outgoing, participating in God's work, doing all that life takes, taking care of myself health-wise, eating well, exercising, all those kind of things. And that didn't mean I'm not feeling the pain, but it's like, okay, yes, the pain is there, but life has to go on. We can live,
yes,
and do your wills, your plans for the future, do everything that life enjoys, because you are facing what? Life, but you are also looking forward for the soon return of Christ, so you can't just close yourself indoors.
Yes. Now, at what point did you decide to marry or to remarry?
Oh, well, I think it didn't just come to say, oh, Mary, you're looking for a life partner now. No, it came like my kids sat me down to say, Mommy, we can realize that you are lonely. Should there be anyone coming around, don't think of us to say, what are we going to say? We are giving you a green light, but we are not saying just settle for anything that comes by. But in my mind, my approach was, God, if you give me that again, fine. If you don't, I'm still fine. So it was really maybe a catchy situation to say, no, if anything comes, I'm ready. If nothing comes, I'm okay. I'm living, I'm doing God's work.
Okay. Do you want to tell us how you met your present partner?
Well, perhaps to just say something about
yes.
At what point also I decided to.
Yes.
Yeah, for 3 years I was in some kind of cocoon,
Yes.
I retreated into a cocoon, yeah. But, with time you begin to feel, if you continue like this, you will end up,
yes.
with a mental problem.
Yes.
Yeah, so at some point, after about 3 years of loneliness,
yes,
yes, I then decided, maybe it's best to get married.
Yes,
Yeah.
we probably also need to mention to the audience that you also lost a spouse.
Oh, yes. That's right. Yes, that's something that,
Yes.
that's something that I should have mentioned.
Yes.
In 2016,
Yes.
I lost my spouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did you meet? How did you?
We kind of met, in church circles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody said to me, have you considered, because with men, when there is a vacancy like that, sometimes, it's such a challenge. I was, in the University of Botswana, and, a lot of people, a lot of eyes, but I had to close my eyes.
Yes.
I was at church, I was in the community, so in all those areas, I even had an instance where a student sent an email to say, I know that you are grieved, you are lonely, I can make a very good wife for you.
That's quite interesting.
It's interesting, but it's good to go to church if you like.
Yes.
Because it was in the context of church life that
Yes.
somebody pointed to me.
Pointed
And
and yes.
obviously when that happened, I did a
didn't
background
hesitate.
check.
Yes, yes.
Of course, she didn't know I was.
I didn't know.
You didn't know.
I didn't know
doing
you.
this.
Yes.
We didn't know each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she mentioned that her children actually said to her, Mom, we understand you're lonely. You're probably looking. How did you break it to your children
Yes.
you wanted to
That's
marry?
a good question. Yeah, with my children, I think my late wife made things very easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
At birthday, deathbed,
Mm-hmm.
she said to me, I want you to get married again. I don't want you to grieve the whole of your life.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought she had told me only. Then I realized that she had mentioned this to her sister, and she had mentioned this to all the 4 children. We had the 2 boys and 2 girls.
Mm.
Yeah, so that made it a lot easier. But even so, when I said, I'm planning to get married, one of the kids said, what is the hurry, Daddy? This is 3 years,
3 years later.
3 years later, he still thinks he's...
Like you should still be grieving.
Exactly.
Yes.
But anyway, but eventually they all accepted that I was going to say, unfortunately, they are overseas. But we had to go. I had to arrange to take her to the UK where they are based and introduce them to say, this is the lady I want to marry.
Mm-hmm.
But God is good because they clicked immediately.
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
and they have clicked, all these years. It's amazing, I know that there are many families where there is war instead of, but
Yes.
I was very much blessed because the children, they started phoning her, and it made life easy, even for the wedding. They were right up there. In fact, our children were our bride party.
Yes.
They were they formed the bride party. Those who were married, with their wives, they were in the bride party.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's interesting you're talking about how it can actually cause friction or there could be war.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would like you to talk to us about how you handled issues of property, because those can actually be a source of friction between the 2 families.
No, we talked about it before, because both of us, we meet each other at our afternoon
Yeah.
afternoon age. So
Life,
we
yes.
have we have accumulated. So we didn't want a situation where, because that's where now you bring a war with the children, to say, oh, this man is coming in to take, they will say, our fathers, whatever.
Yes.
You are now brought out of the picture, isn't that? So, but we didn't want to bring such situation. So we agreed that,
Yes.
what each one of us have accumulated is for the children. Oi. And us we will start our own as we marry.
Wow.
Not that we are giving the children them that, but should I die first, my children should not be left on the ledge by him to say, now I was married to her, I'm taking everything.
Yes.
It is very clear that knowing if I pass away, my children will get what he found with me. But that which we have made together, he remains with it until his last breath, then the kids will divide it
Okay.
amongst
Yeah, we
themselves.
did the prenup agreement.
Yes.
Yeah, so we drew a line
Yes.
to say whatever I
accumulated
had
before.
before. Yeah, will go to those
children.
children. Yeah, and whatever she had, will also go to the children that she brought into the blended family. Yeah.
And the children know about it.
And the children know
They
about
know.
it.
Yeah,
Yes,
they know.
they
We
know.
gave them copies of
that.
and,
The
they are
agreements.
very happy, and we even moved out of our homes and we bought a house
our own house.
of our own together. Yeah,
Oh,
and
quite
that is the
interesting.
property that the children can all share.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have to end our conversation here, but you've shared quite a lot in terms of what widowhood is and how to transition beyond it. Let me thank you very much for joining us today. Indeed, there is hope beyond widowhood. May God bless you until we meet next time.
A mother cries for her children who have no time to care about her anymore. But though she knows she has been rejected and abandoned, oh no, she's still willing to forgive her sons and daughters for their sins. So with tears in her eyes, she kneels down and calls to God, and she cries,
Oh, Lord, please forgive my children.
forgive my children, oh Father, you know.
No, they know not what they're doing.
Open their eyes,
Open their
show them what you gave.
Show them what
Oh,
you
Lord,
gave.
a
Mother's
mother's love.
love.
A mother's love. Yes, a mother's love. Hey, hey. Then Jesus cries for the children he has loved so much, because they have no time just to share his sweet love
Show them what you gave. Our Father's love, your saving grace, your Son.
Yes, he cries,
Oh,
Lord, please forgive your children, oh my God, for they do not know.
show them what you gave. Your saving grace, our home above.
Your love so true, Lord, your love so true, your love so true.
Welcome to Take Note, a program where we listen to and take note not only of beautiful melodies and harmonies, but also of the message that each song brings. We trust that you will be richly blessed as you watch the artists perform and as you listen to the songs. Our first song is done by a group called The Message. They sing a song in the vernacular called Hanti Jeso. The song is about not knowing that God was watching over me as I was walking down a tough road or going through hard times. Let's listen to The Message. Let the seas resound, let the oceans roar, with a song of glory for you, Lord. God sustains creation for us here on earth to enjoy as well as to glorify Him. We can only sing out His praises. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Listen to BMG as they sing Song of Glory.
Son of God, everlasting one, you have poured your grace on me. Love falls down, saturates my as my heart sings out your praise. Let the seas resound, let the oceans roar, with a song of glory for you, Lord.
with a song of glory for you, Lord.
Karen Ramagers will now sing a song called When He Was on the Cross. Take note of the compelling chorus. He knew me, yet He loved me. He whose glory makes the heavens shine, so unworthy of such mercy. Yet when He was on the cross, I was on His mind. Be blessed as Karen sings this uplifting song.
I'm not on an ego trip. I'm nothing on my own. I've made mistakes and often slipped. Just common flesh and bone. But I'll prove someday just what I say. I'm of a special kind. When He was on the cross, I was on His mind. The look of love was on His face. Thorns
Welcome back to Take Note. This next song, Calvary Reminds Me, is about Jesus giving up his precious life on Calvary for you and me. Listen for the chorus where it says, Calvary reminds me that you always planned to carry my burdens in 2 nail-scarred hands. Can you still think I'm worth what you had to go through? Calvary reminds me you do. Let us listen to his men as they sing this song.
I can't imagine how you must have felt as you suffered that day on the cross. The nails in the ground, your blood streaming down. You should never had to pay such a cost. Calvary reminds me that you always planned to carry my burdens in 2 nail-scarred hands. Can you still think I'm worth what you had to go through? Calvary reminds me you do. I can't imagine what you see in me. It's more than my heart can take in. How could you take my place, my guilt and disgrace? That's when I look at Calvary again. 'Cause Calvary reminds me that you always planned to carry my burdens in 2 nail-scarred hands. Can you still think I'm worth what you had to go through? Calvary reminds me you do. You don't bring out my failures, my sin and regret. It's mercy and love. You won't let me forget. 'Cause Calvary reminds me that you always plan to carry my burdens into nail-scarred hands. Can you still think I'm worth what you had to go through? Calvary reminds me you do.
Annette De Silva will now sing a song called Ocean of Love, an ocean which swept me up above, while deep below my sins were left to stay. The song is based on Micah 7 verse 19, which says that God will have compassion on us. He will cast all our sins into the depths of the sea. Let's listen to an ocean of love.
Dark and stormy, waters all around, so afraid that I would sink and die. Then I saw his face, I looked into his eyes, and in those depths my fears were cast away. Oh, an ocean of love swept me up above, and deep below my sins were left to stay. Oh, an ocean of love swept me up above. My eyes were fixed right on his face of love. Never have I felt this warmth inside this peace, resting in his arms, oh sweet embrace. When I hear his voice, so tender in my ears, be still, my child, behold and see my grace. Oh, an ocean of love swept me up above, and deep below my sins were left to stay. Oh, an ocean of love swept me up above. My eyes were fixed right on his face of love. He lifted me to fly high above the sky. He let me ride the wind, the stars below my feet. He lifted me to see only day, no night. Oh, an ocean of love swept me up above, and deep below my sins were left to stay. Oh, an ocean of love swept me up above. My eyes were fixed right on his face of love. My eyes were fixed right on his face of love.
We end this program with a song called Telling Each Other Stories. The stories of Jesus, stories related to Cana, to Mary, to Lazarus,